we don't need inside the player class, like our getters and setter methods. So if I say public void set x int x, this dot x equals x, public void set y int y, this dot y. So if I say that, if we want. And here we get abstract, we're going to need it within our method, or within our player class. Again, I'm using the player class, but it's for all of our classes, the enemy, all of that stuff. So if we make it abstract, we're going to need to use it within our player class. So let me go ahead and go to the player class one more time in the extends game object, just so you can see. And here we get a little red squiggle, and if you hover over it, we can add the constructor, which adds a constructor into our game. And since we had abstract classes, we need unimplemented methods, which is now going to be our tick and render method. We can remove that if we want. So now that we made it abstract, we can now code within our tick and render method that we created in our game object class. So now we can also do stuff that we don't need inside the player class, like our getters and setter methods. So if I say public void set x int x, this dot x equals x, public void set y int y, this dot y equals y, public int get x, return our x value, public int get y, return our y value. We can say public void set id, this dot id equals id, and these are just basic getters and setter methods. And if you don't know what getter and setter methods are, basically, hold on, let's see, let me just finish this up real quick. Return id. Basically, getters and setter methods are, we can change our x position by calling this set x value, and whatever we put into this parameter, it's going to then, just like our constructor, is going to take our x variable and set it to whatever we set in our parameter. Now, the reason I say this dot x is because this refers to this instance, which refers to our top variable. If I didn't put x in there, it's not doing anything because we're just setting our parameter that we set into our parameter. So it's not doing anything. So that's why I gotta say this. And then let's do our public void set velocity x, int velocity x, this dot velocity x equals velocity x, public void set velocity y, int velocity y, this dot velocity y equals velocity y. And then we can say, just get the velocity x, return velocity x, public int get velocity y, return velocity y. So the reason I'm putting it on here too is because now that they're not abstract, they're technically still in the player class, but they're hidden. So now that I did that, I can basically call here too is because now that they're not abstract, they're technically still in the player class, but they're hidden. So now that I did that, I can basically call set x to 100, and that is going to set our x variable, no matter what we put in this parameter, to 100. Because we can call it. So, because this set x is basically within this class, but it's hidden. Just look at it like that.
Wait, honey, can you look at this?
Alright. So that should be it for our game object class, which is pretty cool. Alright. So now let's go ahead and go to the handler. Now here's in the handler, we need to create a list of all of our game objects within our game, because we don't know how many game objects we're going to have. So we're going to create a linked list. and this is going to be our game object, and we're going to call the list object, and this is going to equal new linked list game object. There you go, right? So in our handler class, we're going to need the basic methods public void tick and public void render. And it involves graphics G in that. And there we go. So now that we've made a list of all of our game objects within our game, we can create a for loop in our tick method.
Fuck you.
Int I equals 0. I is less than object dot size I plus plus. So this right here is going to be basically looping through every single one of our game objects, because if you're not familiar with for loops, it's just basically, you know, we create a variable I equals 0, and then if I is less than our object size, so say we had 2 objects in the room, that object size would be 2. So then it would go, is I less than 2? Yes. So then we're going to do whatever is in this, whatever is in this body of code here, and then we're going to add it to I. So now I equals 1. Is I less than 1? Yes. Then go through this code again. Okay, now it's 2. Is I less than 2?
No.
Or because it would now we've added it one more time. No, because I equals 2 and 2 is not less than 2, so it would not run through this code again. That's basically how for loops work. So in
Fuck you, bitch. Are you serious right now?
User joined your channel.
Man.
And
I just got released from fucking prison, and I still have my fucking bounty.
switch servers.
AIDS.
Cause that happened to me. I paid my bail to get out, and I still had my bounty, but then I switched to 1 and it was gone.
I just got battle eye kicked.
Yeah, so did I.
Oof.
1 just took a dump. Server 1.
Oh, that'd be great if I'm still in jail. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, and start the time over.
Yeah.
Hey, some guy did come down to this.
Oh, did you find you got him?
Yeah, I killed him. He blocked the door. I couldn't get in, so I told him, APD, come out with your hands up. And he opened up fire. So I was in direct. I'm like, all right, guys, just stay where you're at in the back there. Go, everybody switch to lethals. He's not giving.